Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, pour the wine. Fill it to the brim. No, seriously, bring the whole bottle over here because you are not going to believe the absolute circus my life has become in the last 48 hours. Bonnie is in the hospital, like the mental hospital. She checked herself in yesterday. But I found something out yesterday that has me literally shaking with rage, and I honestly don't know if I can let her come back to live here when she gets out. Let me back up. You remember Charles, right? The ex. Picture the most generic, wannabe alpha finance bro who actually has zero finances. When I met Bonnie, she was drowning. Charles quit the day job Bonnie got for him. So who was paying for his car note? Who was paying rent to his own parents? Bonnie. She was shelling out like $2,000 a month to support this man-child. But the money was the least of it. It was the emotional vampirism. I swear, the first time I ever got Bonnie to hang out with me outside of the office, her phone started blowing up. Buzz, 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 it was him demanding she come home. She would come into work looking like a ghost. He would sabotage every outing. And when she'd finally cave and go back to that dungeon of a house, he would weaponize his mental health against her. He would explicitly tell her, "If you aren't here, I'm going to hurt myself." That is a hostage situation, not a relationship. And girl. She told me things, dark things. He pushed her boundaries in the bedroom constantly. She told me she would be uncomfortable, she would say no, and he would just keep going. It makes me sick to my stomach. She spent Christmas locked in a room with him because she was too terrified that if she left to see her family, he'd kill himself. So I couldn't watch this anymore. I moved 11 hours north, 11 hours, and I told her, "Come with me." I offered her the guest room rent-free to get her away from him. We planned it like a military operation. When we got to the new house, I thought we were free. I remember the first week, I sat down with her and her computer tower. He had plastered these custom stickers of his face, his literal face, all over her PC case. It was like he was branding her property. I sat there with a scraper and peeled every single one of those stickers off. It felt symbolic, like we were scrubbing him out of her life. She started doing better. But then the weirdness started creeping back in. I'd come home and there would be a pizza box on the counter. The name on the order would be Charles. I confronted her, but she said he was just paying her back. I let it slide. Then, a few months ago, I pull into the driveway and there is a strange car parked in my spot. My heart dropped. I walk inside and who is sitting in my living room? HIM. Charles and his parents, they drove 11 hours to visit. They just showed up. Who drives across half the country to just say hi to their ex-girlfriend who moved away to escape them? I felt violated. Bonnie told me later they were just passing through. Passing through to where? The Arctic Circle. We are 11 hours north. I should have kicked him out then, but I froze. And honestly, I gave up a little bit. You can't save someone who keeps unlocking the door for the monster. Which brings us to yesterday. Bonnie has been spiraling. She started talking about ending it all. It was scary. She made the right call and checked herself into the mental health hospital downtown. Of course, as soon as she goes in, Charles starts texting me. I ignored him. I called the hospital to check on her, and she asked me to do her a favor. She needed me to email the hospital contact info to her aunt, and the email address was on her computer. She said, "Just go into my room, turn on my PC, and send it." So I did. I walked into her bedroom. I felt weirdly intrusive, but it was an emergency, right? I sat down at her desk and wiggled the mouse to wake up the monitor. And that's when I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. First thing I see, the stickers. The stickers I spent an hour scraping off. The stickers of his stupid, smug face. They are back. She put them back on. She either saved them or ordered new ones, I don't know, but his face is plastered all over that tower again. I literally sat there scrubbing adhesive off with my fingernails while she watched, and she went and put them back on. I felt so disrespected. Then the monitor lights up. Her desktop background. It's a photo of her sitting on Charles's lap, looking up at him like he's a god. Then Discord auto-launches. The chat log is open. Call ended 4 hours. Call ended 6 hours. Every single night. While I've been sitting in the living room thinking she's healing, she's been in here on a headset, virtually living with him again. I sent the email, turned off the monitor, and walked out. I feel like I've been played. I offered her my home as a sanctuary. I put my own mental peace on the line. And she's literally invited him into my house, digitally and physically. He's texting me right now, asking for updates. I want to tell him he put her in that hospital, but I know if I engage, I lose. But what do I do when she gets out? I scraped those stickers off, girl. I scraped them off. And she put them back. I need you to tell me I'm not crazy. Pass the bottle. No, the other one. I need a drink.